I'm Kara, and welcome to Soul Inspiring Business. I believe that all of us possess unique gifts and talents that allow us to serve the world and our own growth in the highest possible way. Our lives are an expression of our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. And here, we will explore businesses, thought leaders, and topics designed to inspire, helping propel your own growth so you can live your best and most purposeful life. Welcome to Soul Inspiring Business. Welcome back to the Soul Inspiring Business Podcast. I'm your host, Kara, and I'm glad you're here. So today it's a solo show and it's not going to be too long of an episode, but I hope a really impactful one because we're talking about one of my favorite ways to really figure out very quickly, very easily, the things that you want to call in more of in 2026 and the things you want to leave behind of this year. And what I think is really, and this was actually just a very easy exercise that I find, as business owners, of course, we're in the last quarter of the year. You're probably thinking about next year, and you may have already done your business plan for next year. If you haven't, you're probably in the process of starting to think about that because the new year is going to be here very quickly. And so one of these, this is a quick and easy process that I give you because it's super easy to do and it gives you a lot of clarity on what was going on in this year for you. What are the emotional patterns? What are the things that you want to let go of? And what are the things that you want to bring into that were really positive into the new year? So it's very simple. I've actually shared it on the show before, but given the time of year, I think it's especially timely. And I thought it was so impactful that it's important to share again. So it was actually shared with me by my business coach, and it involves your phone. So, and really what you're going to do is you're going to go through your phone, take out a sheet of paper, kind of get in a space where you can be really thoughtful and introspective. I always, especially when I'm asking for guidance on things or trying to go into that really introspective place, I personally always set an intention or a prayer or something when I'm going into that kind of mental emotional space because the intention is always that I am clear, that I receive everything that I'm intended to, that the right guidance shows up for me. And that's kind of the intentionality behind when you go into sort of a business planning session. As many of you know from listening to the show, I do believe in prayer and the power of prayer. You could call it prayer, you can call it intentionality, you can call it whatever that looks like for you, but it is about carving out time to and giving yourself enough time so that you don't feel like you're rushed, so that you feel like you've got some space to breathe and to really think about these things that you want to, again, call in more of and let go. And so what you're going to do is you're going to get out your paper, your pen, set an intention for what you want to happen in that session. I would typically block out, at least maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes to an hour to just do this exercise. And if you're combining it, of course, with a business planning exercise, maybe you want to block off more time. One of my other favorite things to do is combine it with a trip to the spa. That's me personally because I am a spa girl, but really it's about carving out time because if you're thinking about all you want to create, you want to make sure that you're not rushed or anxious or pressed for time. And so I do think it's important to time block your calendar for this. So you're going to take out your pen and paper. You're going to set an intention going in. And then very simply, you're going to just pull up your phone and go to your photos. The reason this is so simple and easy is because it already lives. The patterns already live in your phone. They live in your photos. And so what you're going to simply go back and do is go back to January. What was happening at that time? think of all the good things that were happening, maybe the not so good things. What was taking place in that time? Were sales on track? Were sales good? What were the patterns and things that were happening? Personally, what was good? What was not so good? Professionally, what was good? What was not so good? In terms of your goals, how were you on track with your health, with your spiritual life? What things were going really well and what things weren't? And then you're going to write a top 3 that were good, top 3 that were not so good. You're going to move to February and you're going to do the same thing. You're simply going to scroll through and look at the things that light you up. What were the top 3 things of that month? What were the top 3 negative things from that month? And you're just going to do this the whole way until you get to, right now, as of this recording, it's November. So you're going to take that all the way through, but you could even really do this exercise anytime if you want to do a rolling calendar year or just take it from January to now. But what it does give you is just a level of awareness. What are the things that as you look through the months, because you might notice certain patterns come up. And so what are the things that maybe keep recurring? Is there anything that you notice that's been recurring the whole year and that you really need to let go of, right? Or bring more in it for things that were positive, things that are patterns of joy that you want to bring more of those in. And so you're going to go from, either a rolling calendar year or January until now and make this really, scroll through the photos, scroll through the month, make this top 3 awesome things, top 3 not so great things, and what you want to let go of. And then as you've made your list, again, go back through, see if there's any patterns that are occurring. And then I think that the important question becomes too, if you see a pattern that's happened all the way through, maybe you've tried to work on it, what may need to shift? Is it something that you personally have the ability to shift? Or do you need to call in someone else to help you with it? Whatever that is. If one of your goals has been health the whole way through and it still is on that list and you're not making any progress, maybe it's time to hire a coach or a trainer or someone, right? So this process, while very simple, I think that it has a lot of really awesome benefits to it when you can create the space and intentionality behind it. Because if you've heard me talk about it once on this show, you've heard me talk about it 1,000 times, clarity is what will move you forward. When you're finding yourself stuck, more often than not, is because you don't have clarity around what it is that you want or where you're going or direction. And so this very simple process will give you I would call it a barometer for the things that are great and the things that you need to work on, and gives you a little bit of a clue or a roadmap for what needs to shift and who you need to call in to potentially help you shift. And then simply what you're going to do is you're going to let go. You're going to notice those patterns. You're going to notice maybe where there's places that you could call in an expert, call in someone else to help you. And what are the things that you're going to be letting go of? And I think having things written down in paper, seeing them very clearly, visually seeing it from a photo book over time, but then also writing that down, it gives you a different level of awareness and also a different level of clarity on what needs to be let go. And so maybe you don't need somebody to help you with the patterns. Maybe you feel like you can do it on your own, or maybe you do need some help. But what you're going to do is then write down, here are the things I'm letting go of. Here is what I am no longer going to allow show up in my world, and write that down. And then make the list of the top things that you want more of. And again, what this process does, which I can't take any credit for it, Jen Cudmore, my business coach, is the one that created this process, or that I learned it from her at least. What you're going to then do is just have, again, a roadmap, a clarity for then when you do business planning, when you figure out, put together that plan, you have a roadmap for the things that you want more of and the things that you're letting go. So it's a very simple process, but very effective. And it can all be done with, number one, blocking space in your calendar, creating space. Number two, setting an intention. Number three, doing the exercise. And then number four, going back through and saying, okay, now that I've done this, now that I have the clarity, what then? What now? And my intention is this really helps you create and move into a place where you have a clearer roadmap of, really helps you have clarity for all the things that you want to create and the things that no longer serve you. And as you know, I believe that we are all creative beings. I think that you are incredibly creative. You've got such power to create. And your ability to create starts with clarity on what it is you actually want. And this is a process that will help you get really clear. And then as the creative, amazing person that you are, from there, the next question becomes, well, what now? What needs to happen? And that's where another session is set up for you to block time and then allow yourself some creative space to figure out what does the roadmap look like now that I'm clear on what it is that I want and what I don't, what needs to happen next. So happy creating. And I hope this process is really an effective tool for you to get more clarity on all the things that you want to bring in to this new year and all the things you let go of. So with that, have a beautiful day, evening, morning, whichever time it is that you're listening to this. And until next time. Loved being here with you today and would love to connect with you more over on Instagram. My handle is linked to the show notes, or you can just type in @Chaffin Donofrio. And I have something special for you as a free gift, my Dynamic Life Journal. This special book has the power to really help you live a soul-inspired life. Go to freegiftfromkara.com. Easy to remember, freegiftfromkara.com. Until next time, beautiful people, sending all my love.